Hi there, welcome back. We haven't done a review in a while as I've been waiting on some things arriving that I thought would be interesting to review, so I've been keeping you busy with some top 10 lists that you might have seen over the last week. I hope you enjoyed those. Just wanted to keep busy while I was waiting on some items. And finally a couple of packages arrived. One of them I'll be waiting on some other things to arrive to do a special video with a few different items in, but one in particular arrived which I can talk about just by itself, and it is The Duellists. The Duellists, and it's not that well known a film. I'll just read off the back to give you some background on the story and who's involved. Keith Carradine and Harvey Keitel star in Ridley Scott's first motion picture The Duellists. Two officers in Napoleon's army violently confront each other in a series of duels. The duels begin as a reaction to a minor incident and escalate into a consuming passion that rules the lives of both men for a period of 30 years. Based on Joseph Conrad's short story, The Duellists explores the themes of obsession, honor, and violence, and it was awarded the best debut film at the 1977 Cannes Film Festival. This visually stunning film weaves a compelling story through to an unexpected conclusion. I only saw this film last year for the first time. It had never appealed to me just from seeing the front cover or what I'd read about it as far as period and content. But when I did see it, I was really pleased. It's got a really good pace, and it's a really good adventure with a couple of interesting characters, played, as it said before, by Keith Carradine and Harvey Keitel. Now, for one thing, I'm really not a fan of films that take place in other cultures or that use the English language instead of the native language. But I'm a little more forgiving with older films because that was just a way things were done back then. In more current day films it's a little less forgivable. You pretty much forget about it straight away knowing that it's an older film, and similar to Paths of Glory, where it should be in French a lot of the time. You just get involved in the story rather quickly and move along with the English speaking version. Now, the film is a particularly nice looking movie. It was inspired, Ridley Scott has said that he was inspired by the look of Stanley Kubrick's Barry Lyndon, which is a similar setting and similar look. But I actually think this one is a better looking film and a better film in general. Barry Lyndon must be one of the more overrated films by film buffs, I would think. Let's not dwell on that. It's a good looking film, well acted, well directed, good score, has a lot going for it, and I hope this Blu-ray release from Shout Factory is going to open it up to more people again. So let's have a little look at the movie itself. Now, Shout Factory have a good habit of doing reversible covers with their, in particular with their Scream Factory releases, but this is just a straight Shout Factory release and they've done it again. Now the original cover, the cover that you would have seen advertised online and in reviews is, but when I finally saw the reversible cover on the inside, I switched to that, and I have that one wrapped here, which I think is a lot nicer. Yeah, a lot nicer cover. So that's the one I'm using. Now, the special features, as listed on the back here, are the audio commentary by Ridley Scott, which I believe has been ported over from the old DVD, an audio commentary by the composer Howard Blake, which just, when you play that film with that commentary, it only has the score is isolated, and dueling directors which is Ridley Scott and director Kevin Reynolds. They sit down and they talk about the film, and it's a cut with other interviews with other people involved, and it's a pretty solid feature. And the story of the Duellists, which is a new interview with actor Keith Carradine. Now, I haven't watched all of that, but that seemed pretty good also. It's an anamorphic widescreen. It says on the back it's 2.35 to 1, but I believe it's actually in 1.85 to 1, which I understand is the actual original theatrical ratio. So do not be put off if you see it's in a different ratio when you play it. It has two options for audio, 5.1 and a 2.0. 2.0 would be the original, but the 5.1 that they've put together here is actually pretty nice. Now, as far as the picture goes, I'm sure it's most certainly the best we've seen the Duellists. It's not a pristine picture, as it not being a big blockbuster film or a superly well-known film. It hasn't had a frame-to-frame restoration or anything like that, so there is a decent amount of speckling throughout, a little bit of print damage, but nothing that will distract you from watching the movie. But it is showing a little bit of wear, and there is quite good detail, but it does look a little soft at times. Some of that will be to do with the original intention of the photography, and some of it's just because it's an older print. The daylight scenes and the scenes in particular in winter in Russia look really stunning. So I think you'll be quite happy with the way it looks. And the type of film this is probably the best we're ever going to get it. So overall, it's hats off to Shout Factory for a good release of a lesser known film. I say pick it up.